Dice is on the beat.
Hey.
Yo, what's going on, man? We back in the building with another one, dog. We got the intro popping today. What's happening, man?
Yes, sir.
We back in here, dog. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about what we got going today. We back in the building. Another episode of the Duuuval pod, man.
Duuuval.
How we feeling? We're gonna have a little bit of draft recap today. And we're going to talk about how you're really feeling about the draft and the draft picks and how everything went together.
Yeah,
Let's talk
we're going
about
to talk that real talk, man.
Yeah.
All right, so.
How are you First off, how are you? Let me just say I felt great after the first round of the draft. I said, okay, they traded back. They got some more capital. They're doing all right. You know what I mean? We're doing okay. We're cooking. Right. All right. I like Anton. Great film. Yeah. He's a great lineman. Don't necessarily know where he's going to play at yet, but I think that still remains to be seen. But what were your thoughts after day one?
So we're on live by that. We're still on live by that point. I think
dude, that took forever.
Man, that was like a 3 hour.
That was we were on for 3 hours pretty much.
The draft was going for like 4.
Oh yeah.
But, yeah, I can't tell you who was on the board by the point that we were picking, but I remember that feeling of, man, there was a couple guys I really wanted, but we got
who were those guys that you kind of had targeted in your mind that you wanted?
I mean, going into it, how it kind of fell, I was rooting Dalton Kincaid, like best case scenario, both of my Cowboys and the Jaguars, both of us didn't get them.
Yeah.
And then I also saw Joey Porter Jr. I know a lot of guys aren't really too high on him, but I would have just liked that pick.
Where did Dalton Kincaid end up going?
He went to the Bills.
The Bills, okay.
And then Joey Porter Jr. went the first pick in the second round to the Steelers.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, man.
To his dad's team.
Yeah, I'm sure he has something to do with that. But
gotta.
But overall, after I kind of slept on it after a while and actually saw some highlights of Anton on YouTube, I thought he was a pretty good pick. Like you said, we don't know where he's gonna end up on the line to start the season, but
that's right.
It felt pretty good going into day 2 for real.
Felt pretty good going into day 2.
Yeah.
I mean, there was still a ton of good players on the board after day 1. I think there was some stretches from like Iowa that linebacker from Iowa got picked in the first round. Yeah. Which was like, like. Bro got dusted off like in that one bowl game. I think they were showing like multiple clips of him getting like shook in the hole and then burnt. So it was like, all right, cool. Well, I mean, that's kind of the draft though, man. It's like
Tennessee traded up to get Will Levis.
Did you? I mean, come on, dude. That's how I felt. Listen. Nothing against. Man, super happy for A-Rich. Let me just say that.
Yes, sir.
Super happy for Anthony Richardson. We're always going to root for that guy, but we are happy that he's in our division. Let's just say that.
Let's keep it real.
Let's keep it a buck. We are happy that he's in our division. We do see him. I think most people in most draft circles saw him as a work in progress.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to at least take 3 years minimum.
Yeah.
Minimum.
They don't have any weapons on the outside.
Nope. They don't have anything built around him. Yeah. There's no more T.Y. Hilton in his prime. There's no
Michael Pittman Jr.
Paris
Campbell, maybe.
I thought he was going to be way better than he was coming into the league. Let me just say that. But he wasn't. So
injury prone.
Man, he was so good at Ohio State. Yeah. He was literally like their weapon. And then came into the league and didn't. But that's just kind of how the league is, man. Like you could be the best. You could be the best player, and it just doesn't translate for whatever reason, scheme. You name it, it just doesn't translate.
Yeah.
But how I was kind of feeling is I wanted for day 2, man. Keely Ringo is really a guy that I wanted. Yeah. I wanted a cornerback badly. Yeah. And I guess the fact that they didn't pick one up says that they feel pretty good about Trey Herndon and how Darius Williams played down the stretch. What do you think?
I mean, like you, man, like I really wanted a corner. It's really tough for me to say that we should feel good with what we have in the room right now, but obviously they did feel good.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, there was a lot of cornerback depth in this draft. A lot of guys that kind of fell into our laps that we didn't get.
Right.
I thought we should have tried to get one in the first round or the second if we could. But, you know, it just didn't shake out like that. But yeah, obviously they feel good with what they got.
The pick that really threw me for a loop with the Jags was the Cole Strange pick. I mean, at that point in the draft, you still had you still had Darnell Washington on the board. You still had some other guys on the board. Did Kincaid go off the board in the first round?
Yep. Michael Mayer went in the second.
Mayer went in the second, right?
Early second.
Second. But I mean, they traded back and they had a ton of draft capital in the fourth round, and everyone was like, man, they're not going to sign 13 guys. Like, you know, they have 13 draft picks. Are they going to draft 13 guys? Well, Trent Baalke did come out and say after the draft that they did try to trade up multiple times and that they were kind of giving the finger, like, you know, and nobody wanted to trade up. They said they tried to trade up with about 15 different teams. 15. That's a lot of teams.
Yeah.
He tried to trade up with 15 different teams.
While y'all getting fleeced.
Yeah.
We trading our pick and everybody's getting the guys that I say we could have got.
Yeah.
And, but that's kind of how things shake out. Baalke's not very.
It's interesting. It's interesting to know, like, would somebody purposefully not trade up, even if it's good for their team, just because they don't want to? They don't want to, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, they don't want to do business with that particular guy. I think it happens all the time in regular business. But
I was just going to say that's real life, so I'm sure it happens. Especially in the NFL.
But this is more so like players stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like talent, versus money, which is money.
And albeit we don't know Baalke, we never talked to Baalke or anything like that, so we can't speak on the man's character. But I don't think he's very well liked around the league. So that's not hard to imagine.
To kind of see, right? Yeah. Okay.
But definitely tight end was weird. But I say to that point, they had to feel pretty good about the Evan Ingram situation.
Yeah.
Like, they have to feel pretty good that he's going to be.
But second round is still pretty high.
Yeah,
I mean, when you had other needs, right?
Second round is definitely high, but I
for a guy like that, anyways.
A guy like that, for sure. But I feel like, how the draft ended up shaking out. If they really wanted that tight end, they would have got him. So that's why I say they must feel pretty good, or just to even get him in the second round, like that's their backup.
Right. Another thing that I did hear, kind of how they were thinking about using Brenton Strange was they saw him as an H-back. Yeah, you heard that too. They saw him as an H-back kind of tight end.
But we drafted a fullback.
So, hey, I saw that too, bro. I saw that too, and I was like,
when did Doug Peterson ever use a fullback?
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. So,
yeah. This was probably the most baffling draft that I've ever been a part of. I mean, we just didn't draft anyone that I thought.
And then we went and got a safety in the sixth round. Like,
I don't know.
I wasn't understanding.
Let's
I got the draft. Yeah, I got.
Can we go through the picks really quick and just to see, like, so we can have a little refresher on who we did.
All right. So
who we did pick up.
So first round, Anton Harrison, Oklahoma, tackle. Second round, Brenton Strange, tight end, Penn State. Third round, Tank Bigsby, running back. Fourth round, Ventrell Miller, linebacker, Florida.
Let's stop right there.
Come on, are you serious? I'm a Florida fan.
Marcus is a Florida fan. We've made that disclaimer many times on this show. Marcus, can you give us some insight on Ventrell? Like, for me, I was just like, man, that guy's pretty old. He's been in college for a long time. Taking a lot of damage.
Yeah, he had to be a 6-year senior.
Yeah,
he was hurt at the end of the season.
Right.
As far as like ideal linebackers, like he's coming up the stick. He'll probably get lost in coverage a little bit.
Yeah,
but I thought fourth round was pretty high. I know he did have a good senior week or senior bowl.
Yeah.
But that was a little baffling.
Ventrell, yeah.
Yeah, that was a little baffling. Even though it was fourth round, like that's high risk, high reward.
Was he a big hitter? Would you say he was one of the best, like, players on Florida's team as far as defense? Was he like a glue guy?
He's definitely a glue.
Was he respected?
He's a leader. He's a
okay.
leader. But as far as talent, I'll say the most talented guy on that defense last year, one of the most talented guys was Amari Burney. That I can't remember where
he played linebacker too.
He
right?
played linebacker. Yeah. He went
number
somewhere.
2.
He went somewhere real good. And then I want to say Dexter. His last name's Dexter.
He went to the Bears. Javon, yeah.
He went to the Bears. He had very low key stats.
I like that, and he was one of those guys. He was like a top
he was a
top high school guy. Yeah, 5-star guy. Really big. Kind of that lean.
Fits the mold.
Yeah, fits the mold of like a big end or a D tackle.
He kind of reminded me of Carlos Dunlap a little. Like he definitely not the production, but like just the size and what he could be.
Yeah,
in the NFL.
And Carlos is still in the league, bro.
Yeah, he's Kansas City.
Gosh, he's been playing for a minute.
Just got a ring.
That's crazy.
Shout out to Carlos Dunlap.
Shout out Carlos, man. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of get your thoughts on the Ventrell Miller. I saw that and I was just, and so where do they see him playing in a 3-4? I mean, because he's a 4-3 backer, right? Is that what they ran at? They ran a 4-3 at Florida.
Yeah. Okay, that's their base. He would have to be. I would say he has to be weak, probably weak side.
Yeah,
but yeah. I think that he's probably gonna come in. Like, man, it's not that we have the deepest linebacker room, but
right,
we still have a Devin Lloyd. We still have a Chad Muma. I can't remember the other linebacker. Like we still have Shaq.
Devin Lloyd, Chad Muma. Like you said.
Like we have Shaq, and then we drafted another linebacker.
OG Booby Shaq.
Yep. We drafted another linebacker in the 5th round.
Yeah.
So like I'm not a lot of these picks.
And
I didn't understand.
No cornerback help, bro, or even somebody who could potentially was there any cornerbacks picked up for us?
From us, no.
Just
let
a
me
safety.
look at the undrafted free agents.
Yeah.
And even the undrafted.
I mean, but nobody notable that.
Yeah, nobody of note.
If we're looking through undrafted free agents, we're probably not in the best standing in that area.
But yeah, we definitely got the safety in the 6th round. Just like we said, very baffling picks. Like I think a lot of teams this year really went with best available or however they scouted.
Yeah, 100%. I agree.
Which I'm, there's nothing wrong with that. Guys get, released, practice squad, stuff like that. But I don't think we're a good enough team to draft that.
That was the whole thought for me was like, are we better than I think we are, or like, am I missing something? Because we were drafting like we were the Patriots and we just came off a Super Bowl,
and we did get 2 corners undrafted.
Even anybody notable that you know, or just random names? And they got 2 last year. What, they got the Gregory Jr. guy right last year, and who was they got another guy? I forget what his name is. I know Greg Jr.
Was it Brown?
Monteric Brown. Yeah.
Monteric Brown.
And those are 2 late round guys. Yeah. And so could it be more about that they see the development of those guys that they drafted, and they maybe think that could possibly be a nickel? One of those guys could be a nickel. I think Junior. Was it Junior that got a little bit?
Junior got some running. He got Kansas City.
He got some playing time
and
towards.
He actually played decently,
yeah.
but I'm still in that ballpark of. Besides Tyson Campbell,
Darius Williams is good, bro. He played good. He's
older. Though.
I'm gonna give him. He is
not too much older.
I'm gonna give him. Because I think they're gonna give him a true chance. What he did opposite Jalen Ramsey. He got a lot of picks because they were throwing at him, and he was opportunistic in that way. I'm going to give him a chance this year and say, I like him to be a starter on the outside. Yeah. He's a boundary corner. That's what he was in LA. And you brought him here and you put him in the nickel and he didn't play good. Then you bumped him out to boundary and he played well.
Now let me tell you this.
But it took Griffin being, having all those issues to not,
how good of those options would have been if we got Keely Ringo?
I mean,
how much better would we have felt?
Yeah.
About the whole draft. Take all the same players.
Yeah.
If we just got Ringo in the 3rd or the 4th, I think we're feeling a whole lot different.
Yeah. I think I hear what you're saying there. I think 1,000%. I think the majority of people, and guys, if you're watching, give us a comment, call in. The phone line is up. We're connected.
Hey, Malia.
She watching. Give us what's going on, Malia? Give us a call in. Give us a comment. We'd love to hear from you and kind of see what you guys are thinking on the draft. But I think for the most part, I felt good because we did need an O lineman. Like to protect Cam is like, I don't even think we can really count on Cam. Even when he comes back, I think they might be writing that off. Maybe he bumps into guard or something. Yeah. And they're like, "Hey, this is what you're going to be." And I don't even know that he can be trade bait because I don't know if anyone wants him.
I think he's still good enough. I mean, he comes with a lot of red flags,
right?
But like he's still serviceable,
right?
Like the solidify a line, like maybe Cincinnati.
I mean,
could take a chance.
And that's the thing. Like he's come. He every single time that he's before he's about to get injured, he is playing well. He's playing.
He played real. He played real.
I mean, all those guys on the front were playing Pro Bowl level. They flipped it. They were giving Trevor time. Trevor was dealing. And this year, bro, I think we're just like, all right, well, we might not have the greatest defense in the world, or we might. We're gonna put up 40 a game though, and I think try to catch us.
And to be honest, man, I'm really not opposed to that logic. That
was Kansas City's logic for a long time. Was like stop us,
and that's the move of the NFL, realistically. But
you only have to, and really 9 times out of 10, if you have a great offense, right, and you have a great quarterback,
that beats a great defense.
You only have to make a few key stops on defense to kind of be shadowed. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay. They might not be the best defense in the world, but they're a better defense because the offense is so dominant. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And those teams are playing from behind, so they can pin their ears back. But go ahead.
But just for me, and I'm definitely not a person that builds any type of NFL teams or anything like that. But just for me, I would have.
You don't build NFL teams.
I do it in Madden.
Okay.
I do it in Madden.
Okay.
For sure.
Gotcha.
But I just think, just from the defensive talent that was, out there on the board.
Yep.
We could have got a difference maker. Like we really could have got a difference maker on the defensive side of the ball.
Miles Murphy was pretty tempting right there.
He was tempting, but that gave me Taven Bryan or even he got drafted way earlier. He might have been top 5, but Cleveland Farrell.
Cleveland Farrell, yeah.
Cleveland Farrell. He was giving me that type of vibe.
Yeah,
he was giving me that type of vibe.
I mean, and Cleveland Farrell, you could take Cleveland Farrell at 28, 27, not at 4.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a terrible pick.
And he might be a great player, but like he was just giving me those type of vibes.
Yeah. And on that thought, does Henry Ruggs ever come back and play, or is he just he's done for?
He's done.
Damn it.
He's done.
Okay, well, that ended that.
That's usually a Jaguar type pick, by the way.
Thank goodness they don't make those picks anymore.
Thank you.
While we're on it, man, NBA playoffs tonight. You got Embiid out game 1. So I want to touch on that real quick before we move on.
Celtics, there ain't nothing to say.
Celtics, that's it.
Celtics.
James Harden doesn't step up, and okay.
What does Shannon Sharp call it? Shout out to Shannon Sharp, the law firm of JB and JT. He might say something else. The law firm of Jason Brown and something.
Yeah,
it's a law firm.
Okay, understood. They're trusted.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we got some playoffs, and then you got KD and the Suns.
That's gonna be a good
who are they
series.
playing?
Nuggets.
Oh my
Nuggets
gosh.
won game 1.
Oh, that game comes on at 10.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a good one.
That's gonna be a good one.
That might be a nightcap.
I might watch the first half and catch the rest on highlights on YouTube.
For sure. I think that's going to be a damn good series.
That's a real good
Shout out my Denver Nuggets, man. Shout out to D.
That series and the Knicks and Miami series.
So would you say whoever wins this Suns Nuggets series is probably going to come out of the West? I mean, I don't think either one of those teams would have any trouble with the Lakers or Warriors.
I'm not a LeBron fan. Well, I won't say I'm not a LeBron fan.
Hold on.
Like, I'm not a diehard LeBron fan, but LeBron coming, man.
He's coming. He's not. This is like his last. This is his last stand to get number 5. Probably he probably won't be back.
This is probably his last stand, just simply because of Father Time and like the injuries racking up.
He's leaving it on the line, bro. Yeah, he's leaving it on the court,
and he didn't really play that good in the Memphis series. So when it comes to that, you got to put your trust in LeBron as far as getting his numbers.
And AD stepped up.
Yeah,
he stepped up, and it's kind of like what they've been waiting on the past. I think since they acquired him, they've been waiting on him to be that guy. So shout out to him.
Yeah. But I think how it's gonna end up shaking out, it's gonna be Phoenix and the Lakers in the Western Conference, and then Miami and Boston in the East.
Okay. Phoenix and the Lakers in the Western Conference in the finals. Yeah. And who do you got?
And Miami and
Boston. Oh, that's gonna be a slugfest.
But Jimmy Buckets is injured right now. He rolled his ankle like towards the end of the game yesterday.
Eric Spoelstra was saying he finished, but like all ankle strains are not the same, kind of thing. He was like he did this once before, but we'll have to take a look at it and see. So.
But the Knicks are without Julius Randle as well. But so that kind of evens it out a little bit. But
do
Miami's tough.
Miami 3-1 this series, or 3-2, or how are we feeling about the Knicks?
Oh man, Knicks need to win game 2, or it might be a sweep, or it might be a gentleman's sweep.
Yeah,
the Knicks look like they're in trouble.
Okay,
but if Jimmy could stay healthy, then that's the major key.
If Jimmy stays healthy, that's the key, because he's going off right now. Okay, back to the Jags. So today, the Jaguars declined Caleb Von Chaison's 5th-year option. Of course, we all kind of knew that was coming. In regards to that, do you think that he plays better because he's in a contract year, or I haven't seen anything.
We haven't seen no sign.
I haven't seen anything from him.
Like the reason he got drafted, we haven't seen none of that, and now he can't even stay healthy.
The only time I've ever seen him get to the quarterback was like at the end where he like grabbed his shoelace after everybody else was like on him.
And the thing is, man, I think you would be satisfied if he gives you Arden Key type of production.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Arden Key wasn't a high sack guy,
right?
But he caused disruption,
right?
And
he was disruptive. Correct.
Caleb Vaughn's on the special teams.
Yeah,
he's on kickoff. You know what I'm saying?
And he was like the 18th overall.
He's like the 18th overall pick, and he on kickoff in his 4th year.
Terrible.
That's tough.
At least they didn't cut him. He gets you like a little bit of pressure here, like in some rotational. Like I really wish.
He doesn't have sacks.
We realized how bad like we needed Smoot to come up
in the Kansas City game.
Yeah, like we needed him bad. I think he might, if he's in the game. And Key and all of them are hitting on all cylinders, bro. I think we come out of that game and maybe we put a little bit more pressure on.
We get maybe one more turnover,
I don't think me and you never really talked about this, but what do you think about if Agnew doesn't fumble that ball? Like, what do you near the end zone? Like, how does that game go? Does that game change or?
It's hard to say.
I think we were down by 10 at that point.
Yeah, we're down by 10.
It was like 24-14 or something like that.
It's hard to say what would have happened, man, because Mahomes is a bad boy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But he was hurt in that game. But man,
we just didn't take advantage, bro. Our lack of pass rush showed up big time in that game.
Yeah, but you would have definitely, with all that being said, man, from little league to middle school to high school, college. You don't fumble that ball, man. Especially at the goal line.
No, you can't.
Like,
And
excuse. And to Jamal's credit, he took, accountability after the game or whatever. But
Kirk dropped that money though.
He dropped the money early on.
He dropped that money, brother.
Man,
that changes the game. He dropped that money.
Man, it's just crazy how just things shift so quick, man. Like just something simple, like that was still a tough play, even though he was pretty open. He still had to adjust a little bit, but
right.
Man, that does so much for your team, man, and it takes the sales out of you, man.
But
it takes the sales.
The great thing is that you learned about your quarterback is that he's got he's got ice water in the playoffs. In the playoffs,
he's like that.
He got ice water in the playoffs.
He's like that. If you could throw 4 interceptions, in the first half and say forget all that, I'm balling.
That's when I kind of knew, like he's built. That's when I kind of knew, like,
got another respect for me.
That's when I kind of was like,
we were still out. Well, at least for me, I was still out on Trevor for at least midway through the last season. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That's where I was kind of like, bro, he might be on like some Brady shit. Like not saying he's at that level yet, but like I don't know of anyone else I don't know of anyone else who could have came back from that shit, like other than Mahomes. You know what I'm saying? Mm-mm. Even Burrow, like I haven't seen Burrow do anything like that. And Burrow's got some dogs on offense.
Yeah, he had those.
We ain't got them level of dogs though, bro. Trevor, he made everybody on his team better. We ain't got them level of dogs.
I was just about to say that. All those teams have way more talent on the offensive side of the ball than we do, and Trevor made it do what it do, dog. So I just think with Trev, what his big thing is, he can't turn it over. Like, not that he turned it over crazy during the regular season, but he had those games where like it kind of just got away from him as far as turnover. So I just think
the London game was one of the ones.
Philly,
Detroit.
And
when it rained, it poured.
Yeah, definitely. So I think if he could, just control that, this offense. It's not too many defenses that could stop.
That's gonna be able to hope, man. I can't. And then
and that's real talk
with Ridley, bro.
That's real talk
with Ridley in the fold and being able to see everything that he might do for our offense. I think it's gonna be big.
He could be your possession receiver, your deep threat.
Definitely.
Like, come on.
And then you got Kirk. I think they're still gonna have a role for Agnew on the offense.
Still got Zay Jones.
So I like that.
Still got Etienne.
Still got Zay. Still got Etienne.
You got weapons.
Just added Bigsby. I like Bigsby. I thought.
I like him.
So I thought not third round, but I thought Hasty did a damn good job last year. I mean, you couldn't really ask him to do anything else as a backup, but and aren't him and Bigsby about the same type of running back,
and Tank might be a little bit bigger.
He's a little bigger, but he still doesn't look like a super like big guy.
He's not Mojo.
He's probably like 5'9" though. Yeah.
He's not Mojo.
Yeah. I don't know. I just felt like Hasty. I feel like they didn't really give Hasty a shot, or maybe he's. I think Doug want flavors. I think he want options. Yeah. He want to have Bigsby. He want to have Bigsby and
I mean, that's the style now.
Yeah, he want to have Bigsby and Etienne. So he might have Bigsby and Hasty in the backfield. Have Etienne in the slot.
Yeah, all at the same time.
And running like some crazy crap
with Agnew.
With
Agnew coming in motion. Come on.
Bro, this offense is gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun to watch.
Think about how many times in the last 10 years have you been excited, not just about like the Jaguars, but offensively.
I don't think we've had anything this potent, maybe ever, like this kind of potent offense. Like Jimmy,
Thunder and Lightning.
Jimmy and them were good. But I think that was back in like a traditional, like Kyle Brady wasn't stretching the seam. Shout out Kyle B, man. He wasn't stretching the seam like that. I want to touch on what you think Darnell Washington does for Pittsburgh in that offense. They already got Freiermuth, so he can come in the dual tight end sets. They got Deontay. Who else do they have at
George Pickens.
Okay. Pickens.
Najee Harris.
Najee Harris.
I don't know who else.
Do y'all believe in Pickett? The quarterback?
No. I think he's definitely mid.
8-8.
He's definitely mid. He's like Kirk, like
a 9-8.
He's 9-8. He'll probably give you. I could see him giving
They'll
you
sneak
maybe
it to the
1 or 2
playoffs.
seasons of like real great play, and then the rest is like very mediocre.
Yeah.
But I think Darnell Washington, that's a Steeler type steal. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a guy, character issues type guy. But
I feel like they had a pretty good draft quietly.
Yeah, I mean, like hands down, like the Eagles probably had the best draft. But then after that, you could argue like maybe Pittsburgh had a pretty good draft.
Eagles going for gusto, boy.
Yeah, listen,
they going for gusto.
I already didn't like them just from the Cowboys standpoint, but I really don't like them because of the Georgia standpoint. Now I'm like, bro, y'all got.
I mean, they're loaded up, bro. But to be able to get Jalen Carter. To be able to get Jalen Carter, bro. And you
you already got Big Boy from last year, bro. That's unfair. Jordan Davis.
My gosh, I can't think of his name. Yeah. You might as well pencil them in, dog.
Come on.
Pencil the rematch, because like, and they got Brandon Graham, and they got Brandon Graham, and they got Josh Sweat. All them boys had double-digit sacks. All them boys.
Man, that just made me think.
And they got Nolan Smith, didn't it?
Yeah, they got Nolan.
No,
too.
bro.
No, did they?
Wait,
because Nolan didn't go in the first.
I think they did get Nolan, bro. Hold on, bro. Hold on, family.
But this is definitely sidebar. Washington didn't.
Yes, bro.
They did
to the Eagles.
Okay.
Bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask you about this move real quick. This doesn't really have to do with the draft, but I saw this last week.
Okay.
Washington didn't pick up Chase Young's 5th-year option.
I saw that.
So if he hits free agency, would you want the Jaguars to make a move on that?
I don't, man. Just only because I've heard like that he has like nerve damage. He kind of had a similar injury, which is kind of eerie to Reuben Foster, who played for the same team. And Reuben plays in the USFL now.
I saw that this weekend. So, I'm like,
and Reuben Foster was a dog.
Banging.
He was a dog, bro. I hated that for him.
Banging.
I hated that.
He was banging with San Francisco
he was
first, right?
Yes, bro. Yeah. He was a dog, bro.
Yeah.
And really he didn't play with them no more because he had all that off the field stuff going on. Not because of his talent, but he probably would have been another Patrick Willis.
He was on line for it.
Yeah, with him and Warner, that would have been a problem. But yeah, so I just think it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough for Chase Young to maybe find another suitor. Somebody's gonna take a chance on him.
Does he get the Clowney treatment?
Like as far as
like he wants big money, nobody gives him the big money, so now he turns.
He's just taking like 1 year deals.
Into a journeyman type deal.
He doesn't even have the Clowney production though.
Yeah.
So he got to get the Clowney at least gonna give you 8 to 9 a year. Yeah. You know, you can pencil that in, and Jaguars might be in the market for some Clowney. But I think he's still with Seattle right now.
He was with Cleveland. What? No, he got cut from Cleveland.
I think he's with Seattle.
He made like some crazy comments.
What did he say?
He said something about like Myles Garrett, like preferential treatment type.
Oh.
And like where are you, Clowney?
He's a free agent right now.
Man, well, he could have been. Man.
He's 30.
That's crazy.
Zadarius Smith is still out there too.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? I gotta see what his stats were last year. Zadarius Smith.
I feel like he was still productive.
There he is.
That's a good vet, but
wait a minute, cuz. Zadarius. Let's see. They say is he a free agent? That boy had 10 sacks last year.
Zadarius Smith?
Yeah. He's had, in 2020 he had 12.5. 2019 he had 13.5.
God.
Yeah.
And he's still out there.
Production, but look at his first couple of years though. 2015 in Baltimore, he had 5.5. He had 1 the year after that. 2017, 3.5. 2018, 8.5. Now you're talking 5 years in, bro. You're 5 years in already. 13.5. 12.5.
Good numbers.
10.
Bro.
Like, so
I'm picking up numbers, bro.
but you almost don't see guys on that kind of arc like that. You know what I'm saying? You don't see them. You don't see that happen.
Unless they're Von Miller.
Yeah. So let's kind of go into what who do you think had some of the best picks like in the draft as far as like from what you looked at maybe in the first round to kind of complete draft. Like I know we weren't probably looking at the 6th or 7th round. I want to say shout out Demario Douglas, man.
Yeah.
From Mandarin High School, getting picked up by the New England Patriots, man. Super huge. Super proud of you, man, and that's huge for Duuval County. So, congrats to Demario. But who do you think, just in your just off the top of your head, maybe not even looking at anything, if you were like, all right, I think this team had a really good draft. You'd probably say Philly, right?
I mean,
Philly probably had the best draft out of everybody.
So I'm gonna throw this team out there. They're in our division. I thought Houston.
Yeah,
I thought they made out pretty good.
Yeah, they did.
We obviously know C.J. Stroud, Will Anderson.
To get to have the cojones to get back to back, to get from 2 and 3, to get pretty much probably the 2 best players at that point, because Will Anderson was going 3rd.
And I think that embodies like their coach. Like, albeit I don't know too much about him or whatever, but just what I remember as a player.
Yeah, he was a good player.
He was a very good player.
Smart,
very smart, and he's entrenched in Houston. He actually played for Houston.
Yeah.
So I think he's feeling pretty good. Their front office is feeling pretty good, and they want to go all in for them. And I really like that pick of Tank Dell from Houston.
Tank Dell, yeah.
He was nasty, man.
Was he good? I didn't get a chance to see a lot of his.
So I'll be honest. I didn't see him play this year, but I saw him play last season when they played Cincinnati. I want to say like in the conference championship game.
Okay.
And Sauce was still on the team or whatever.
Yep.
Like, not that he put up numbers on Sauce, but he played pretty good in that game. Like he had a couple of splash plays where I was like, man, who's that guy? So
Tank Dell, and he's like I think he was like a 6'6" guy.
Yeah, and he's probably gonna be like. He's going to be that slot kick returner type guy. That he's going to be a guy they try to put.
They don't have a number 1 though. They don't have a number 1 receiver.
No, they don't. But I think
that's
leads
problematic.
I had to look at this guy.
Yeah,
because I had to remember where he went. Xavier Hutchinson, another Jacksonville guy. Shout out to Bartram Trail.
Yeah,
he got picked up there as well. He probably won't be projected as a wide receiver 1, but I think eventually I see him like in an Allen Lazard type of comparison. They both came from the same school.
Yeah.
So I kind of see that in him. And then they also got better on defense. I like Henry To'o from Alabama.
Houston?
Yeah.
Shit.
He was still out. He was one of those guys that was still out there that I was like, man. Like,
wow. I like Toto. He's a sideline to sideline guy. Pretty aggressive linebacker. I liked him when he played at Tennessee too.
Yep.
He played at Tennessee under Pruitt too.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and Pruitt's he's a damn good defensive coach. I don't know where he's at now. Is he back at Alabama? Could be.
I'm not. Shoot. Well, yeah.
Yeah, probably.
And then I had to look at the highlights from this guy because they were talking about Pittsburgh secondary guys, and it really made me think. I was like, yeah, Pittsburgh put out some secondary guys throughout the years or whatever. Like they were talking about DeMar Hamlin, Darrell Reeves, guys like that.
Yeah.
I was like, shoot, they ain't lying. So I looked up this guy, Brandon Hill. I think he's going to be pretty good. Like he's not going to take Jalen Petrie's spot or nothing like that, but I thought that was
Petrie's
pretty
good.
Petrie's
they're starting to set up to have a pretty decent secondary.
They still got Derek Stingley Jr.
Who's opposite Stingley? Probably
they signed some. You know what? They signed because I was actually surprised when I seen him out there. I think it's Desmond King. Wow. Wow. 107, 107.
107, the 76ers, off topic, but They're in a dogfight with the Sixers right now. James Harden got 42. 42 and 5 assists.
I just put off James.
And yeah, you did. I said, you sure that boy ain't finna go off? That boy went off. He about to have a 50 piece. Yeah. No biscuit.
Shout out to James. Lemon pepper.
Look at his fit, though.
You know what, man?
That boy came in and he dropped 50, though.
You can't tell me that's comfortable, dog. You can't tell me that's comfortable.
Just by how he was walking, he don't even walk like that. He don't even walk like that. You can't tell me that's comfortable. James Harden had on this crazy outfit, man. Y'all gotta go check it out. It's on Twitter. But so the Texans, quietly, I will agree with you. I think that they had a really good draft. Just to kind of wrap, man, I think that I think Trent Baalke did say that they did try, they did try to trade up multiple times. They tried to it sounded like the plan all along was to move back, accumulate picks, move back up into the third, maybe get back into the second, but they were getting stonewalled. Obviously teams probably don't want you to get better. I mean, especially if maybe they're AFC teams. Yeah. They're not going to.
But we were trading away our picks. Bro, we might have to see Dalton and Buffalo down the line. Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. So, and we probably will, but
and we're gonna feel some type of way.
Yeah. but we're gonna get a compensatory pick for Jawan Taylor from Kansas City.
Yeah.
Probably a pretty high one, maybe like a second rounder.
Because they're definitely going to whatever stipulation it is, they're going to do it. Maybe
like a second rounder. But just to wrap, man, it sounds like Trent Baalke was trying to do that, and it just didn't work out.
So how do you feel from trash bags over your head until now? How do you feel about Trent Baalke right
now? I think I want to see how he handles success.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. That's really where I'm at with it. I'm not in the same boat as everybody else. Like, yeah, I think we have a great team. I don't think we have a great team. I think we have a good team.
Yeah.
On one side of the ball, we have a lot of kind of like borderline failed picks on the other side of the ball. Josh Allen, Trayvon Walker hasn't come through yet. You know what I mean?
And let me add this before we wrap. And I wanted to say this earlier. I think this draft really. I thought Doug Peterson probably had a lot of input on this draft. Like obviously Trent Baalke, he's gonna make the decisions or whatever. But I think he was like, "Hey, Doug, hey."
I think when you can defer, you can defer to us. You got a Super Bowl winning guy next to you, and he's
what
seen
he did prove to be work. So I think he had
with what he had.
I think he had a lot of input in this draft.
Yeah, agreed. And I think he probably is the one who made that Brenton Strange pick.
Oh yeah, for sure. So for sure.
For him to make that pick, there had to be something that jumped off at him and said, you know what, I want him. He's him. I want him.
That's what I was trying to get at. Like with all the picks that we weren't really feeling, with all that being said, if Doug Peterson sees something and he likes it, like I'm a roll with that just because of what we've seen so far.
Right. So how good he's been or what he had. Okay. Awesome. All right, man. Well, was there anything else he had before we wrap, or is that kind of what we had for the show today?
Nah, man. I really
Ricky Minicamp's coming up.
Minicamp's coming up. I'm really excited, man. I'm so excited, man. Like I don't think I've been this ready for football season in a long time, man. Like both, this is a Jaguar podcast, obviously, but
for sure.
Both of my teams are good, man. Like
expectations are high. Yeah,
having expectations feels good, especially from the Jaguar side of things.
100%. And we're getting the lot ready, man. So we're getting our tailgate lot. It's going to be the Duuuval podcast lot, man. We're going to be advertising tailgate spots on here. You can reserve. Yep. It's going to be a whole nine, man. It's going to be our dedicated spot. You know what I mean, for podcasts, our community. We're going to actually have a spot, and I don't think there's a lot of podcasts or even people doing this that can say they have their own lot downtown. You know what I mean? It's dedicated. We can have our parties where we want, right next to the stadium. So there's going to be some big things coming. We're getting our food vendors locked in for next season. It's going to be epic, man. This season is going to be one to remember for sure. And we're excited about it. So we thanks everybody for joining us today. And we want to do another live stream. I think the live streams will probably just be the norm for us. Maybe going forward, it's good to have the, being able to give you guys and give you our thoughts kind of live as we go. And then we'll also have, the clips and the cut-ups for the people who weren't able to hop on. You'll be able to see that micro content on our Instagram, our Twitter, all those other different channels. Please subscribe on our YouTube channel. We're super, super grateful, man. We've seen our YouTube channel growing slowly each and every week, and we appreciate the engagement. We appreciate those people on YouTube who are watching us and who might watch this now or later. We appreciate the comments, the engagement. It's been huge, man, and we kind of had a vision for what we were doing, but to see things kind of stacking up, day after day, and we just really appreciate you guys as a community. Please subscribe, like, all that, share us with a friend, tell a friend. Really appreciate it. But that's our show for today, man. We're peace out, and we'll catch you guys next time. Catch you guys next week. Duuuval, let's go. Yes,